Hey people, Broken Puppet. It's how to draw a neo-traditional crow. Enjoy. People, how to draw a crow. Now this one's going to be sort of like neo-traditional sort of style. So we start with, get yourself a little circle, like so. And now when I do it, I like to sort of work out, you know, direction, because direction is key with birds, you know, for everything. So, gonna have him looking this way, I think. So this be like the angle of his beak. And I'd like to have plenty of twist and curves, you know, not one for like the basic kind of ordinary poses. So if that's where his head's going to be, we need a much bigger kind of egg shape coming off of that. The body, so on the body there. And then I want twist, and I'm going to have a wing, I think. I'm going to put a curve in here. Start this wing. And this one's going to go up. And curve around there, I think. And this one. It's going to curve out. Yeah, I'm going to do these kind of finger feathers that I like to do. So I'm going to do like lines coming down. And so on each one of them, just do like a little sausage bit, just curving off. Curving more as it goes around, so you get this like circular kind of motion just going there. Join that bit under there. Then I'm going to have one of these claws, be up high here I think, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 claws. A little bit above it, come down, kind of connect roughly about there. This one thing I'm going to have coming down further. 1, 2, 3. Then his tail feathers can come off of there. Getting a bit of animation, I'm going to have him getting hit with an arrow, I think. So there's a little something going on. Their hair kind of breaking off over here maybe. So just 2 lines, V shape, connect them up. Just lines and just like a rough triangle-ish kind of shape. Don't worry too much. But I might have a bit of colour in the background, so I might have like a bit of a red splash just there. Yeah, I quite like that position. I think that position is going to work. So I'm going to come with now, I'm going to start off with a beak, get the face done first. So come into the circle a bit. Bring your curve out to where you start that line. Curve your line, so come up a little bit and come back. Don't worry too much about here, because here you're going to have like, you know, sort of fur. Be a bunch of little lines, so just put some lines coming that way. They'll kind of hide the connection of the beak to the body. Bring a little line just underneath, going up to the edge as well. So come out a little bit further wider, curve up to it. Bring a little curved line just underneath. This one's going to curve this way now. I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to make a little dip. I'm going to come there, make a little dip, and then bring that line further out. Just do the same above, connecting with that outer line. Underneath this, just going to bring this curve down a touch and curve back. Underneath it, I'm going to have little hair flicks just at the bottom part. Curve a line in for the tongue, just the inside. A little line off top of that, just going up the centre of the mouth bit. Come in here, roughly in between the centre part of this beak. If you just bring this line back halfway through, it's roughly where you want your eye. So about there. So just get a circle in there for now. Do a little circle in the corner. Little few detail bits. I'm going to sort of come halfway out of it, through the halfway apart. Almost like a curve going around the top. Sort of curve down. And this bit will be shaded as you see. It's just building in like little shadow lines. Bring this curve over the head. Little rough edge just as he gets around there. just underneath this neck, I'm going to have some little feathers. So I'm going to keep doing this like curved triangle shape. So do a curve, curve back up. So add kind of random sizes, just kind of curving around there. As we get to the body, just make them slightly become more rounded. Actually, I want round curves for the feathers on the body. Let's come up to this wing bit. It's going to come off the neck, so if you imagine carving this neck into this wing, go up there. Go this back and just make a few little semicircles until you kind of back with the body. Just to pull out some semicircles, just keep layering them on top of each other. Bring this line down a touch. Going to bring in a rough line just across, like so. So this bit's going to be more kind of like curved feathery. So just keep doing that semicircle, you know, like half circle, random sizes, and just keep building them up over top of each other until you're roughly about the length of that shape. Just on top, we're going to have the first set of feathers. So just bring like a curve. Each time, little line down, curve on top. Just so you got that there. Now these long feathers at the end are going to curve. So I'm going to bring a line down, I'm going to curve them back. Going around, and we'll get to the bottom. Going to make a curve that way. So you see curve around, sausage shape around, and then inverted curve. Bring that back. This one you're not going to see too much of the inside part of the feather because it kind of curves back behind it. You're going to see some more, so I'm going to make this one slightly less curved so it looks like it's leaning further out. Curve there. And just keep stockpiling these up until you're roughly about the end of it. Just like so. Underneath this wing, just going to bring in this curve and just keep curving this roughly until you get along that curve shape of the body. What I want to do here is just start with the claws. So I'm going to basically just draw like a line sort of design for how I want the position to claws. So I want to curve there, I want to curve there, and I want to curve there. I'm just going to sausage them out afterwards, just breaking them into little sort of curvatures. Then what we do is just create circles overlapping, coming up the knuckle side of it. So see from the bottom, do a little semicircle and just keep piling them up over the finger. Put your claws at the end. Just going to bring this up a bit behind it, because this will, like, you know, knee leg kind of bends up. Just going to kind of go there. Then this one's going to stretch out. And the same principle, so I bring up the line, and I want to curve there. And I want to curve there. Turn them into sausages. Bring those oval shapes around. Just come up the knuckle side of it, then up the leg. edge claws. A little bit of the back of the foot. Just start bringing like this curve shape just around here, just start building up this bottom. Don't worry if they overlap, you're just building up the shape, like so. To the side here, we're going to bring in this curve. Now we've done this line here, we're just going to bring in curve overlapping, just curving until we're back to where the body is. Going to bring this line up, bring it down a touch and bring it back. Bring in a couple of little ones just around here, nothing too much, just random sizes. And then I'm going to start copying this one, curving around, making a nice curve. And off of these ones, create slightly longer ones. Now the first few I'm going to have with a bit of a gap between, as crows often do when they put their wings out. But then as we get further down, I'm going to have them start getting closer and more kind of overlapped. Around that part of the body. See, that's the basic sort of outline. I'm just going to go over this with my markers now. Brush, brush, brush. Where's my Black Pro? There we go. I'm going to use a couple different line whips. So a couple of thicknesses. Mainly using this for like the big bold outline parts. I'm going to come back with a thinner liner for all those little detail parts. So just bringing all those little lines. you can see that's the bold outline. And then I'm going to bring in my marker down, just bring in all the fine detail lines. This is where you add the detailing. So just little lines inside these smaller feather wings. Just little lines I said about just on the inside of the face, just here. Just flick these little lines in. Little highlight just inside the eye, just there in that corner. Curve line out there. Bring some little circular sides just to get a hint of those feathers just overlapping. Semicircles. Now here I'm going to have these lines kind of overlapping, each kind of curve. So it's the curve going up from this feather, curve around up from that, and we'll put the extra shadow underneath, where they're kind of like slightly transparent but making each other darker by going overlapping. Let's get a hairline in there. Just a little bit just around those knuckles. Rub out that pencil work. Just on that body. Get yourself in, I'm going to use my markers as I normally do. You can use pencil paints, whatever you guys want for this. Start by just flicking in some black. Just on this under, I'm going to leave a little highlight just on the edge of these scaly bits just there. Like just coming up from this body part. Just separating the scales from the wing parts. So you see where I've done the thicker lines. Just going to flick in black underneath it. Now when I blend out, I'm going to go side to side motion, but when I put my black in, I just flick it in because it doesn't really make too much difference. But if you flick in with your shades, you're going to get like streaky lines and you're not going to get a smooth blend. So it is good to get a habit of like going like this side to side. So again, just on this side, just bring this black all the way across, just pretty much anywhere it kind of falls underneath. Just that part. Don't worry, this black will be getting blended out. The little space we made above the eye, just blacking that in. Section inside the mouth, just there, black. Just a little bit underneath this leg, in between that gap there. A little bit there, and I'm going to create a highlight just in that centre. Just coming down that leg. Just on the inner part, you know, the sausage section. But leave a little highlight on those ones. Down here where it kind of falls on background, you can colour it in black because it just makes it look a bit better. But when you've got black on black, you want it to see through. You know, and if you fully go to the edge and then sort of have black underneath, it just like gets lost sometimes. Just put a little bit just on these feathers, like a little bit of half shadow. Then I'm going to come in with my grey. There's my dark grey. So just try to find the pin. Bloody what I put this one. I know I missed right, yep, there we go, right in front of me. So you're going to start off with just side to side motion, just overlapping the black edges. Remember, just keep working down the shades to the parts you want to fade out. And obviously the parts you want dark, we just kind of go the whole way over the top. Put that a little bit next. I'm going to create this sort of fade out coming across. Bringing this part across the body. Being quite bold with this grey, you know, because it is a crow after all, you know, and crows are quite dark. You can apply the same thing for a raven as well. You know, main thing with a raven is slightly bigger, slightly different beak shape. You know, but they're near enough the same kind of bird, to be honest, especially in art form. That beak. Grab my light grey. Now I'm going over the edges because I'm going to use my white highlight afterwards. You know, if you're using like white paper, you know, sometimes you might just want to leave some white highlights. So where you see me do the white highlights after this, just leave those areas blank. Black. We'll these overturn and make these black. These inner parts where they overlap, colour these in jet black. Just flick a little bit, just come up from the bottom, just on those edges. Just flick grey from the bottom and the top. Looking a lighter grey over the top of that. And grey over these little bits. Black in the eye, into a bit greater on the edge of it. Give it the tiniest little highlight just to separate it. Just get that shadow off. So as you can see this, I'm just going to put in the highlights. Just mainly like on the edge parts, so like the bits on the ring out. So these little feathers just on one edge. Usually the edge is closest to the side. Down there just to separate that leg. Like so. Arrow in here. Very basic arrow I'm going for here. Line up, there we go. Just going to put lines across. Some curve just on the inside parts. Just like so. Let's bring something circular. Let's see where I'm going. Roughly around that edge. And then I'm just going to add some lines on this. Three little, one big, just curving around it. Just get me red. Red there. Get rid of the tip of the arrow. Go back to your pencil work. And yeah, I feel much a little bit of black just in the arrow. Shouldn't come up from that side, shouldn't down from that side. Little trickle of blood, just where it's hit. Just get your head, just start coming down and just like random lines, add a few little dots. A few little chips where the arrowhead broke. And there you have it. That is how to draw a neo-traditional crow. I hope you like it. Check out my videos and the Broken Puppet, and I'll see you next time. Peace.